Dragons Dogma 2 is finally out, and I've played the game for a few hours, so let's break down my early impressions and thoughts on the game. My very first impression of the game was the music on the main menu. It has that authentic fantasy vibe to it that instantly had me ready to jump in and start slaying some horrible mythical creatures, and the game certainly starts off that way. But I'll get back to that. I believe in this mostly spoiler free. No plot points, however, will be mentioned, but the game is very fast paced at the start. Between the opening moments of the game, when you first get control of your character, to being shown the rifts that summon pawns, there's literally only 16 minutes, throwing us right into the action.
'Tis a gate by which we of the Pawn Legion may cross into this world.
Now this might sound very rushed, and in a manner of speaking, it is. However, it works very well regarding the mystery surrounding the game. Within the first 90 minutes, really have answers to questions I had before the game even started, as to are we a sovereign? Who's the fake arisen that's mentioned during the trailers, etc. However, what the game does very well is answering questions, but leaving you with more questions to have answered, as well as, in my opinion, give a very good reason as to why our character, the Arisen, starts at level 1 and has to build our skills up. Now this isn't something I want to spoil for people who potentially are thinking of playing, or who have the game but haven't had the chance to play yet, but once you get your hands on it, or watch your playthrough, you'll understand everything I mean by this statement. We even see the return of Rook.
Yourself. This is no place for one of your ilk. 'Tis harsh beyond measure. Even we pawns are pushed to the brink. You ought not anger the overseer. Let us proceed to the site.
The default pawn from the very first Dragons Dogma, which is a really nice throwback and something that took me by utter surprise while I was streaming this. Now I want to circle back to the music. I mentioned how good the menu screen music is. However, there's a moment where the music really got to me, during the opening, where I just felt it was the perfect moment of music and camera angles to create a sense of embarking on an epic adventure, and so far, that's exactly what has happened.
What do you think you're up to, layabout? Get a move on!
The music is really good. Now there's a lot of upgrades and improvements to learn about in this game, so make sure you take the time to fully understand what you're purchasing and all the different kinds that there are, as there are moments of really big difficulty spikes, and understanding these abilities and the passives and all that stuff will really help you out. For example, at one point in the game I aggroed an ogre and a griffin at the exact same time, and then said ogre beat my ass for about 25 minutes until I finally took him down. So be prepared, and just know the game does get difficult at moments. It's not a you problem. The game is designed that way, and it can be challenging and it can be hard, but I promise you it's really rewarding. I'm not going to pretend it's like a Dark Souls rewarding, but it is rewarding to finally slay that giant monstrous creature you've not been able to. Now regardless of all that, the combat feels really smooth. So far I've only played the Archer class, and while the aiming takes some getting used to, it's not really anything out of the ordinary. It's almost akin to like hip firing in some games. It's just a case of getting the rhythm down and getting your aim back on point. But overall it feels really smooth, the movement is really good, the abilities are really nice, and yeah, the combat is just a really pleasing experience when you partake it. Now the graphics for the game are very Capcom, and when I say that I mean they look amazing, they're very clean, and they've got a really defined look, but it has that Capcom feel to it. Like, the aesthetic of it is very what you'd expect from a Capcom game, and it works so well for the fantasy setting, and so far I've come across no bugs or issues while playing in regards to graphics, loading times, load screens, AI, anything like that. Now speaking of the AI, the Pawn AI is vastly better compared to the first game in my opinion. The AI seemingly, so far, does a good job of using the Pawn's abilities and skills at the right moments to help during combat. However, the difficulty of the game may be off-putting to some players. Some enemies are very hard to defeat, especially for the start of the game, but However, after playing for about 4.5, 5 hours, I'm currently level 13, which I don't know if that's good or bad. It felt like I was leveling really quickly. I don't know what the level cap in the game is, but it did feel like I was leveling very, very quickly, which felt a little unnatural. But I'm assuming it will work out. Now, if you die, you have the option to respawn at your last load point. However, this does cut a small chunk off your maximum health pool, which is something I didn't really pay attention to until I was stuck in the wilderness being one-shot by basically every enemy possible. So resting at inns and coming up to campsites will be your best friend in this game, so pay attention to that stuff. Oh, what a lovely sear we're doing. Excellent. Can we just keep adding firewood? So with that all being said, so far, Dragons Dogma 2 has lived up to all the hype. The story is intriguing and has me questioning more instead of flooding me with information, which I really like. The combat is a lot of fun and the range of enemies so far has been really great, and the initial enemy, like first boss you come across, is so out of the blue and not what I was expecting, but just so awesome because I love that mythology, which you'll understand again once you play the game, but I love the mythology. It's one of my favorites, and seeing the enemy appear first was just awesome. So overall, it seems like an amazing epic fantasy journey, and hopefully it will continue this momentum all the way through, and if not, get even better. Now thanks for watching. This was just my quick first impressions and overall very quick review of the game. Again, no spoilers because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. If you are on the fence, if you are debating it, give the game a try. So far it's been really good. I might do another one of these when I've done a few more hours into the game, but as a first impression of a game, I think I've played enough of it to know that it's a game worth getting, it's a game worth sticking with, as long as they haven't messed up the story in between or halfway through, or there's not too many fetch quests or whatnot. So, if you have enjoyed, please drop the video a like, it helps me amazingly. If you're new and you're not subscribed but you'd like to, that'd also be amazing, and hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.